Did you see the Murdaugh trial, man? Did you see that trial?
No.
Alex Murdaugh?
No. This is the guy that killed his family?
Dude, yes. And he, like, so this guy, I'm still shook by this shit because, like, I'm naive. My ignorance is pretending people like that don't exist because it's chilling to imagine. But this motherfucker, killing his family wasn't the worst thing he did. He was a lawyer. And this son of a bitch robbed his clients. He was one of those ambulance chaser lawyers, right? So the defense's plan was, we're going to have Murdaugh. He's a like, they didn't say this. He's clearly a narcissist. He's like, I'll do the stand. I'll be up there. I'll be able to convince him. He gets up there and he admits that he did what he's already been accused of, which is he robbed his clients. Paraplegics, he like stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from them. Kids whose like parents had died in car accidents and got a trust fund, he borrowed money from that fucking trust fund. This guy was stealing millions of dollars from, and he admits this, millions of dollars from people who had like been like devastatingly, catastrophically injured from accidents, right? So he admits to that on the stand. The idea being, look, they'll see I'm being honest about this little thing here, and then just is like doing all this weeping over that his family was murdered.
How fake did it look?
To me, it looked real because I didn't know anything about it. So I'm watching. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this poor man, his family murdered. Then I start looking him up. I'm like, oh my God. Then the prosecuting attorney, I don't know what they call it, the DA, I don't know the title. This Wolverine, when he like interrogates Murdaugh, he's like, hey, so tell me about, I don't remember their names, Ron Thompson. Do you remember this case? I do. And do you remember how much you made from just the case? Because, he's got all the lists. He's like, it says here you made $600,000 from the case. Is that correct? Well, I don't remember clearly, but if it's on the sheet, then yes. And he's like, but then also you stole $500,000 from this man who was a paraplegic. And his response was a quadriplegic. You know what I mean? He corrects what kind of plegic he was. And then the defense of Murdaugh is trying to get him to stop doing this because he's going through every case that he stole money from. And each time Murdaugh is being like, I did terrible things. I regret it sincerely, but I was wrong. He keeps repeating the same line over and over until the lawyer is like, how many times did you practice that before you went on the stand today? Just destroys him. Ooh. Just fucking, I've never seen anything like it, man. It was like so brutal what he was doing. And they were like, can we just move on now? He's established he's sorry. And he's like, I know. He just wants to say I'm sorry. He doesn't want to go into the details. He's like, did you look him in the eye when you were stealing from those kids? He's like, did those kids trust you? They did. So when you were stealing from them, did you look them in the eye? Did you just look them in the eye when they trusted you? I don't remember exactly if I looked him in the eye. Like that level of just crushing him. And then, yeah, he was found guilty by that.
What is the evidence that he killed his family? Do they have evidence? Is it circumstantial? Is it
the main piece that came out was a Snapchat video the kid had where the dad was at the scene. He claimed he wasn't there, but you can hear his voice clearly there, and they had like the timestamps and a whole bunch of stuff.
And it was at the time where they were murdered,
like minutes before it or something like that.
Up into kennels. They were into kennels. He said he wasn't there. He was there. Like
the way it happened too. If I saw the recreation of the 3D imagery of what happened, that they claim the shooter did to the son, it's fucked up. They didn't show the video or the pictures. That the judge said shouldn't release that shit.
But you don't want to think people like that exist. You don't want to think those kinds of people exist. You want to imagine that's an anomalous, very rare sort of person, a person who would like lie to someone's face who just lost a loved one
constantly, and doing it As a practice.
As a practice, and not just doing it because like they desperately need money for penicillin or some shit. Doing it because like they need to they want another house. They just whatever it is.
That's what they do.
So if those people are out there, and that's just one who got caught, like how many of those people are running the show? How many of those people are running the show? And if those people are running the show, then all of it makes sense. All of it makes sense because the CEOs and all of it, it's just they just want to make more money because it feels good.
Yeah.